अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं गोनयाति पराङ्गतिं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पतीकृतवारासिं मसकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे अनिलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीसमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् आमिषीकृतमार्ताण्डं गोष्पतीकृतसागरं तृणीकृतदशग्रीवम् आञ्जनेयं नमाम्यहं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धोः सलिलं सलीलं यस्सोकवह्निं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लङ्कां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम् आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहम् पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मनः चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं प्रोक्तं महापातकनाशनं शृण्वन् रामायणं भक्त्या यः पादं पदमेव वा स याति ब्रह्मणस्थानं ब्रह्मणा पूज्यते सदा वाल्मीके गिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनाति भुवनं पुण्यरामायणमहानदी श्लोकसारसमाकीर्णं सर्गकल्लोलसङ्कुलं काण्डग्राहमहामीनं वन्दे रामायणार्णवम् यः कर्णाञ्जलिसम्पुटैरहरर सम्यक् पिबत्यादरात् वाल्मीकेर्वदनारविन्दगलितं रामायणाख्यं मधुः जन्मव्याधिजराविपत्तिमरणैरत्यन्तसोपद्रवम् संसारं स विहाय गच्छति पुमां विष्णोः पदं शाश्वतम् तदुपगतसमाससन्धियोगं सममधुरोपनतार्थवाक्यबद्धम् रघुवरचरितं मुनिप्रणीतं दशशिरसश्च निसामयध्वं श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुम् अरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरविनाशकरं नमामि वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. So Mataji's, there is something called as Jaya Mantram. If you are on phone, if you want to say those, you can read along with me or you can take the initiative to read. Do you want to do that?
You can read, ma'am. You can read, Mataji. I will read it.
यति बलो रामो लक्ष्मणश्च महाबलः राजा जयति सुग्रीवो राघवेणाभिपालितः दासोऽहं कोसलेन्द्रस्य रामस्य क्लिष्टकर्मणः हनुमान् शत्रुसैन्यानां निहन्ता मारुतात्मजः न रावणं सहस्रं ये युद्धे प्रतिबलं भवेत् शिलाभिस्तु प्रहरतः पादपैश्च सहस्रशः अर्दयित्वां पुरीं लङ्कामपि वाद्यत मैथिलीं समृद्धार्तो गमिष्यामि मिषतां सर्वरक्षसां धर्मात्मा सत्यसन्धश्च रामो दाशरथिर्यदि पौरुषे च प्रतिद्वन्द्वसरैन्नं जहि रावणिम् तपस्वाध्यायनिरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदां नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवं श्रीरघुनन्दनपरब्रह्मणे नमः. हरे कृष्णा. we get started with our next sarga in Sundara Kanda, right? We got till sixth sarga where they are describing all the how Lanka is, how Hanuman is going around seeing how Ravana's palace is. He describes how beautifully it is decorated. Then he goes to all the bhavanams of all his ministers, his son, right? He goes and he goes around and checks all the places, and he sees lot of things that are made out of elephant tusks, made out of gold, silver, all this. And then the rathams, the chariots are also made with gold and silver, and so very what do I say? Very opulent, very. It looks very rich. It looks very pleasing to the eyes. Okay, so it looks like something like it's Susampannam, right? It is very, and then he looks around and he sees all these things, and then finally he gets to Ravana's prasadam, and then he sees, where places where elephants are staged, all those things, right? And then he sees how beautifully each of the rooms in Ravana Prasadam are decorated. And then he sees thousands of women over there. Why? Because these are all women who he has kidnapped in the past, or people who were just living there. And then next, in seventh sarga, we get to seventh sarga, he sees something called as Pushpaka Vimanam. You know what Pushpaka Vimanam is? Pushpaka Vimanam is the what do we say in our modern day language? Is the Vimanam is the plane.
Plane, I guess, airplane.
Yeah, airplane that um, Ravana kidnaps Sitama and brings her in to Lanka. Pushpaka Vimanam. This Pushpaka Vimanam is very interesting. So we think it's like the size of our flight or whatever you see, right? Usually. But when you see, Pushpaka Vimanam is so massive. It's so massive. It is a city in air. Okay, it can hold as many people and their families, because towards the end we see lot of Sugriva's family, his friends, everybody boards on that and gets to Ayodhya. It's a massive, massive plane, and it holds a lot of buildings within that. There are lots of ponds, uh, beautiful flowers. It's very beautifully explained how this Pushpaka Vimanam is. Okay, and then how beautiful it is. Again, like we said, we will see a little bit of Valmiki's Varnana, right? Valmiki's Varnana. So he's saying, Mahi Kruta Parvata Raji Purna Saila Kruta Vruksha Vitana Purna Vruksha Kruta Pushpa Vitana Purna Pushpam Krutam Kesara Patra Purnam Mahi Kruta Parvata Raji Purna. So there are beautiful paintings in there. How are these paintings? These paintings are such that it has lot of these majestic mountains painted, and then lot of birds are on top of it, and then the beautiful flowers, the patrams, everything is beautifully painted in that Chitra Lekanam. The painting is there in in Pushpaka Vimanam. So we are in seventh sarga describing Pushpaka Vimanam. So we're just appreciating Valmiki's words on how this thing is. And then lot of Ratna Kantalu. So it is not like a small small plane. It is a huge plane that can carry lot of people in it. It's like a city in air, Madri. Okay. And then he goes around, looks everywhere. He still doesn't find Sitama. Okay. And then he's thinking about Sita. Tatastada bahuvida bhavitatmanaha कृतात्मनो जनकसुतां सुवर्त्मनः अपश्यतो भवदति दुःखितं मनः सुचक्षुषः प्रविचरतो महात्मनः. So now he's thinking about Sita at this point, and then he's sadachara sampanna. He's doing all he can do in the best of his abilities, and then Hanuma, in spite of all these efforts of looking for her everywhere, getting inside Lanka, crossing all the prakarams, getting into Ravana Antaranga Bhavanam also, inside Bhavanam, and still he cannot see Sita anywhere. Still he cannot find Sita anywhere. So, usually, why he is worried about it? We can ask. He's seeing all these things, still he is worried. So for somebody, he's able to see all these beautiful things. The palace is beautiful, the women there are very beautiful, everything is decked up in gold and diamonds, everything is made up of silver, everything is massive. If something is like that, what happens? We see something very nice, what happens to us? We get carried away by that sight, right? Anything that's beautiful, oh, we say, oh, that attracts me. Like even in a store, when we go to buy some clothes for, say, we go to buy for our kids, and then you see something that catches your eye, and then you say, because store itself, they keep things in such a way that things catch your eye, right? And then say, oh, I like that one, it looks really good, right? So your eyes get distracted, your manas gets distracted. Forget about store, going to Costco, you'll have two things to buy, but something else catches your eye, and then you buy a lot of things and come back home, right? So what he's saying is, even if we see lot of beautiful things around, because vyavasayatmika buddhi ekena kurunandanaha, that one person who is steadfast, who is devoted to find the Atma Tattvam, the Sundara Atma, even though outside so much is there, nothing will distract them. Okay, that is the Swarupam of Mahatma. That is Swarupam of Hanuma. Okay. Okay, so because even though everything is beautiful, some people, we think, they have everything, why they have to be so sad? Because Atmatattvaన్ని దర్శించకపోతే వారికి ఆ దుఃఖం కలిగి ఉంది వారికి. Okay. Next, so that is simple, very short sarga, that seventh sarga, where they describe what two things to learn: to not be distracted by beautiful things around, to be focused on the karyam, what he has come for. Then, and then in 8th sarga, Pushpaka Varnanam is done, and then he sees Pushpaka Vimanam in 8th sarga. So he likes very, very, he thinks it's a very beautiful. The thing with Pushpaka Vimanam is it goes, so once you go in, it will think of what the manas. So like if you get into one of these new age cars, you just have to put your profile in it. So it will adjust seat for you, it will adjust mirrors for you, it will keep your temperature, everything is set, right, as soon as you put your profile. Similarly, Pushpaka Vimanam is such that it will know whoever is taking that Vimanam, whoever is flying that one, depending on the manas and the vegam of the one who is driving it, who is flying it, based on them, that will take the direction. Okay, so మనస్సు నిగ్రహిస్తుంది. Like, if you have these new age cars, it'll already tell you, it's 4 o'clock. You have an appointment with your doctor. So your directions to your doctor already pops in your phone, right? It will tell you. Today's appointments, it will already tell you. You have so much charge in your car. You need so much more to get there. Similarly, Pushpaka Vimanam is preloaded already with all of that stuff. So as soon as you enter, it already knows somewhere we have to go, it'll go. If not for new age cars like this, would we even believe that something like that existed ever? We wouldn't know, right? Yeah. So Pushpaka Vimanam is described in a couple of sargas like that. Okay, next. Next. In the 9th sarga. Then he goes back and he looks for Sita again in Ravanantapuram. Okay, in the 9th sarga, he goes and looks for Sita. And then this is where all the Rakshasa Stris are there, where Ravana himself is sleeping over here. He sees earlier, he just walks by, but he doesn't really see it. Here he sees, and then he sees this huge bhavanam that is very well decorated and everything. And then he sees, Hanuman sees, and says, is this a bhavanam or is this Indrapuri? That's how much it is. Or is this Swargam? Is this Devalokam? That is how much grandeur this one has. And then he sees Ravana. He sees his Dehakanti. Ravana is shining, his bright tejas. And then he also has all this jewelry on him. So the Bhushana Kanti is also there. And then when you see his tejas, his Sarira Kanti, his Bhushana Kanti, Hanuma thinks that has light up the entire hall. I mean, go into Valmiki's mind, think about it, how he is doing the Varna. Already he's saying there is so much of all of this splendor that the Bhavanam itself is on its finest grandeur. It looks all lit up. And imagine the person is the one who is actually lighting up the Bhavanam. So that's how he is. And then he sees lot of saris, jewelry, and lot of women over there. And then they're all tired at night and they're all sleeping. Okay. And they're all just tired and they're all sleeping. And then how he sees is when he sees all of them, then he realizes they're not just Rakshasa Stris. There are Gandharva Stris. There are Daitya Stris. There are Rajarshis, Kantas, and then Rakshasa Kanta. All kinds of women are over there. Okay, yesterday we were saying, right? He's done this a lot in the yeah. And then he says వీళ్ళల్లో ఒక్కరు కూడా ఇక్కడి నుంచి వేరొక చోటికి ఆసక్తి ఉన్న వాళ్ళు కానీ ఒక్క ఆమె కూడా లేదు. ఒక్క ఆమె కూడా మంచి all of those women are very pious. There is nobody there who is disrespectful. Like అంటే మర్యాద ఇవ్వకూడని స్త్రీ అన్నట్టుగా ఎవరు లేరు అక్కడ. ఎవరికి హీన రూపంలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎవరు లేరు. Nobody that looks very weird. Nobody who is non-compassionate. Like if you see their mukham, Hanuman says there is lot of piousness in their face, respectful. So he is also seeing everybody as a woman who needs to be respected. Like if they're all women, he is a brahmachari, he cannot go in, he went in, but look at how he is seeing them. One more thing to learn, right? Right? So he's very sad. And then then he says maybe somewhere around is Sita. He thinks for a second. But then he says punascha sochintayadhartha rupaha ధ్రువం విశిష్టా గుణతో హి సీత. ఈ రాక్షస స్త్రీలందరితోటి యూ కెనాట్ కంపేర్ సీతమ్మ. బియాండ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ షీ హ్యాస్ ద గ్రేటెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద గుణమ్స్ అండ్ షీ హ్యాస్ ద పాతివ్రత్య ధర్మం, అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ sets Sita apart from everybody else. So we may even think why Hanuman thought like that. Why Hanuman? But there is no dosham in Hanuman's thought also. Okay. So that's why he immediately says there is no way our Sitamma can be part of this Rakshasa Stris. And then he feels bad that, ayyo, for a second I thought somewhere she should be here. Okay. Because then we'll go to the 10th sarga. This is all. Just looking around, the respect that Hanuman has for all the Stris over there is very visible in this chapter. And then not finding Sita there actually hurts him, but then he realizes there is no way Sita is going to be here. Okay, so this is all, like we said, Sundara Kanda is 3 phases. What is this? First one. What is the first one?
Lanka. Journey to Lanka.
Yeah, journey to Lanka. But first part of entire Sundara Kanda is where he is searching. First part of is all search. And then the second part of his actual meeting Sitamma. And the third part is where he does all the Satru Dvamsam. Right? The 3 parts. Okay. Now let's go to the 10th sarga. Like 9th sarga is lot of information. We don't have to go in detail, but just know that, just know Hanuman's bhavam towards. That's important. 10th sarga. This is very interesting sarga. Why? Because in this sarga, Hanuman goes around looking there, and then he definitely sees one pious lady. Okay, who could be that one pious lady? Ravana's wife, Mandodari. So he sees Mandodari and he kind of assumes, oh, this could be Sita. Okay, so they're describing how Ravana is on that huge bed. Okay, he looks like a huge dark megham, dark cloud ఒకటి పరుపు పైన నిద్రపోతున్నట్టుగా ఉన్నాడంట. And then it describes how his jewelry is, his kundalalu, and then bahulu, his shoulders, and his how his eyes are red. Narayana's eyes are also red. But there is difference between Narayana's eyes being red and Ravana's eyes being red. What is this red and what is the red? When you have too much rajas, when you are very angry, that is dark red. Right? When you see angry red eyes, we see. But inside the lotus petal, there is this beautiful shade of red that gives you instant anandam. Like adoka chaya. Right? That's beautiful inside the petals of the, that is Narayana's eyes. In red itself, there are shades to it. So there are some shades that will calm us down. There's some that gives the Rajasika either. And then he's wearing this Bangar color vastram and then nice chandanam, everything. They do, they describe Ravana a lot of it. So like I said, right, Ravana Varnana is done. In Balakanda, I said yesterday, remember, I said how Ayodhya and people of Ayodhya are described. On the contrast, see, Na Kundali, Namakuti, Na Sragvi, Nalpa Bhogavan. na kundali. So there is, in Ayodhya, people are more described. So there is nobody who has na kundali. So everybody is well dressed and na alpa bhogan. Everybody is very rich. అల్ప భోగాలు ఉన్నవాళ్ళు కాదు, అందరూ మహాభోగములు ఉన్నవాళ్లే. నా నాస్తిక, నాస్తికులు అనేవాళ్ళు లేరు. దెర్ ఇస్ నోబడి హూ ఇస్ నాస్తిక. నా చానృత కథ, నా విద్వాన్, నా బహుశ్రుత. There is nobody who is not knowledgeable, nobody not who is not well learned. Everybody is well learned. So here you see the contrast. Did we hear even one person's description so far? No person's description, only bhavanam description. Only bhavanam description. So there is bhavana saundaryam, silpa saundaryam, what is the chitra lekana saundaryam. All of this saundaryam is, that also is that the reason why it has become Sundara Kanda? Saundaryam of all of this is described? No. This is not, that doesn't at all. So the point is, even if there is something that is very catchy to us, very pleasing to us, do not fall for it. Go beyond it. Go beyond it. What is that you have to focus on? On the gunam of the person. No matter what we say, all these things, when it's an event, we look at people and say, oh, their dress is beautiful, their jewelry is beautiful. Okay? And then somebody is not dressed to the occasion. If they say haldi and all yellow dresses, somebody comes in blue, hey, you are not being yellow spirited, you are blue spirited. It doesn't matter. Right? Yeah. So this is what our Hanumat Anveshana Bhagam that we were saying. This Anveshana Bhagam is telling us, do not focus on the outside, focus on the inside. Guna Pradhanyam is very, very important. Okay, Guna Pradhanyam is very important. So he talks about how Hanuman's bhujam is like, he's put both his hands like this and then he's sleeping. Okay, so ఎట్లా ఉన్నాయంట అవి? బాహువులేమో మందర పర్వతంలో పగపట్టి పడుకున్న పాములలాగా ఉన్నాయంట. The bahus are very, very weirdly described. Why? The bahus are described because bahul, whatever our bahus do, they will put us in karma bandhanam. So the bahus are described. So inner, every description as you have to relate it to our body, our karma yoga, our jnana yoga, our bhakti yoga. Inner story is all that.
Is that word related to this Mataji Bahubandhanam?
బాహువులు బంధనంలో చిక్కించుతున్నాయి మనల్ని.
ఆ వర్డ్ దీనికి రిలేట్ అవుతుందా అండి?
బాహుబంధనం, వేర్ డూ యూ గెట్ దట్ బాహుబంధనం వర్డ్? ఎక్కడ వాడుతున్నారు మీరు?
ఎక్కడ అంటే జస్ట్ నేను విన్నానండి, సడన్ గా
జ్యువెలరీ దట్స్ కాల్డ్ బాహు బంధనం ఆర్ బాజు బంధనం ఏదో చెప్తారు.
భుజబంధ్ అంటారు.
భుజబంధ. యా, సో సంథింగ్ లైక్ దట్. యా, దట్ ఈస్ మోర్ in this, but so with bahus you do your karma, right? So it will put you into that cycle of karma bandhanam. That's why he's describing. This is manas. Ravana is manas. Manas has lot of korikalu, unlimited korikalu. And what happens? It does lot of things with hands. And then what does that manas, if it does things without any check, what does it do? It will put you in the cycle of life and death. Okay. ఎట్లా ఉన్నాడంట? పడుకుని ఉన్న పాములాగా, బుసలు కొట్టే పాములాగా ఉన్నాడంట. Even when he is sleeping, he is very scary to look at, like a snake that is about to hiss and what is it? Hiss and bite. Okay. And then here Hanuman says Ravana is only somebody who has one head, not Dasakanta. It's only one head. Okay. So that's how he's and then Ravana is sleeping there along with lot of other people are also there. And then a little away from them, Hanuman sees one lady sleeping over there. Okay. And then she is beautifully dressed. Her jewelry is very beautiful. And she looks like somebody who is of a higher authority. Okay. He looks like a higher authority. And he suddenly looks at her and says, she looks very beautiful. She looks very pious. And then immediately Hanuma thinks that is Sitama. Because the Rupam, Yavanam, everything looks like Sitama. Okay, she is very beautiful. And what is the main reason why he thinks this is Sitama? Is because of her Rupam and how she is young. That's the only reason. And then a beautiful part of Varnana comes here. Because he came to look for Sita. All he knows is she looks very beautiful. She is Gunavan. She is very Gunavantralu, Silavati, all these things he knows. So he sees somebody in Ravana's palace and suddenly looks at Mandodari and thinks that is Sita. Guess what Hanuma does? Hanuma says, Aspotayamasa chuchumba pucham. What is chuchumba pucham? He kisses his tail. Chuchumba pucham. Nananda chikrida jagau jagama. Stambhanarohat nipapata bhumau. Nidarsayan swam prakritim kapinam. He is so happy. He's beating up himself like this. He's like, how a kapi, a koti, ఏదైనా సంతోషం అయిపోతే ఏం చేస్తుంది? What does a monkey do? Beats up himself and then beats on his thighs and then he turns around and pulls his tail and kisses the tail and then so happy he's dancing, he's singing and then he walks and then he goes on top of this stambam. What is stambam? A pillar. And then again he jumps from there. All the activities that monkeys do, Koti Chapalyam, what does it do? He does all those things. Thinking, oh, I finally found Sita. Right? Then how do we know that he is doing the complete monkey like Nidarsayan Swan Prakrutim Kapinam? Whatever is natural to that of a kapi, a monkey, he does all those things. Okay, he does all those things. So one other beautiful thing is when he sees Sita, he does all these jumping dance. When he sees Mandodari, he does all this jumping. Remember this in kissing his tail and then going up the pillar, jumping off it. He does all these things. But what happens when he actually sees Sita? Can you take a guess? Okay, we'll see what he does when he actually what happens when he actually sees.
So what was that?
Crying.
Can you repeat one more time?
So he does all these things when he sees uh, uh,
Mandodari.
Mandodari, right? Jumping off, he becomes like a complete. He gets into the prakrutim kapinam, like he does exactly what a monkey is supposed to do when monkey is happy, right? Like Vanara is happy.
Right.
The loose term of saying monkey, I shouldn't be, but yeah, Vanara is happy, whatever he does, whatever is natural. But guess what happens
When he
when
actually
he actually sees Sita?
maybe crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He actually cries when he sees Sita. Bashpa paryaku lekshanaha. Both his eyes are tear up when he sees Sita.
Mm.
Okay, that's the beauty of it.
Right.
Yeah, and then immediately he realizes in the next 11th sarga, he realizes, oh, this is not Sita, this is somebody else. Why? What does he say? Na ramena viyukta sa swaptum arhati bhamini na bhoktum napyalankrutam kartum na panam upasevitum नान्यं वरमुपस्थातुं सुराणामपि चेश्वरं न हि रामः समः कश्चिद् विद्यते त्रिदशेष्वपि अन्येयमिति निश्चित्य पानभूमौ चचारसः. So these are all shlokas they're saying. So न रामेण वियुक्ता सा स्वप्तुमर्हति भामिनी. Swaptumarhati Bhamini. Without Rama, when Rama is not here, she will not sleep. Na bhoktum, she will not eat. Napyalankartum, she will not dress up. Na panam upasevitum, she will not drink without Rama. Okay? Nanyam varamupasthatum suranamapi cheshwaram. Okay? There is nobody else that is equal to Rama. Nahi Rama Samaha. Nobody is equal to Rama, even among Devatas. So, this could be somebody else. So, then he realizes there is no way, because without Rama, he realizes she's not going to eat, she's not going to sleep, she's not going to get dressed up, let alone put so many jewelry and sleep inside Ravana's palace. She must be crying. That's what he realizes. And so he sees a lot of people over there drunk and everything, and then so he goes to this panasala where people lot of drink and everything. Okay, they go over there. Then he sees lot of people, a lot of liquor, other things over there. Lot of people are sleeping over there, and then he goes around and looks for inside Ravana Antapuram more, but he doesn't find Sita anyway. So another beautiful thing Hanuman says is Manohi Hetu Sarvesham Indriyanam Pravartate. Okay, this Manohi Hetu. Manas is the reason that it goes into all the Indriyams and then makes them do what it wants to do. Right? Manas tells us what to watch or what not to watch. Right? It goes into the Indriyams. And even if you don't want to eat, it forces your hand to pick it and put it in your mouth. Manas, manohi hetu sarvesham indriyanam pravartane. Manas is the one that is doing it. Okay? Subha asubha swavasthasu. Subha asubha vastatu. Whether it is shubham or ashubham. Whatever it is, manchaina, cheddaina. Why is it happening? Avastatu. They are all happening because of manas. In spite of seeing all these people drunk, in spite of seeing all these people bury in so much exorbitant amount of wealth and joy and enjoyment, my manas is sthira. His manas is not getting wavered. And that Hanuman says. Because your manas is the one that is the reason for Subha Asubha, for your good or bad. And manas is the one that is Manohi Hetu Sarvesham Indriyanam. That is the one that is controlling everything. So he realizes, I have to see Sitamma among other women. Strilani strila madhyane vetakali. But look at multiple steps he has been doing since he got inside. Everywhere he's going and seeing in Panasala, he's seeing in Ravana Mandiram, Antapuram, everywhere. So if you take a camera along with him, you'll go see entire entire Ravana Bhavanam inside. Right? He goes and then he says, సో ఆమె ఏ ఏ జాతిలో అయితే ఉందో ఆ స్త్రీల మధ్యలో నేను వెతకాలి. పరిశుద్ధమైన మనసుతో నేను వెతికాను. సర్చ్డ్ ఫర్ హర్ విత్ అ ప్యూర్ హార్ట్. ఓకే, దెర్ ఇస్ నో ధర్మలోపం. But I didn't find her anywhere. I have seen so many devata strees, Gandharva strees. I have seen so many Nagakanyas, but nowhere is Sitamma. Okay? Because if you go back to Sthita Prajna, Hanuman is a Sthita Prajna. That's why he is able to not get wavered. Not get wavered. So if you are all planning on attending, I will Vibha is doing like a presentation on Geetanandam and Geetartham and Sangeetanandam. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita and Geetartham Sangeetanandam is about how Gita Artham, the meaning of Gita, and Sangeetanandam are the same, and how do we get that? How is a little bit of, I'll keep the let her reveal it, but you will see a lot of Sundara Kanda in there in her presentation. So please plan on coming on Saturday. Okay, please plan on coming to ISKCON here in Sammamish. Okay, 7 o'clock. Then you will be like, oh, this sounds like Gita to me, but there is a song here. Oh, this is like Hanuman. What is he doing on Gita Jayanti? Right? So you will see how everything is related. Okay, yeah. Then he goes around, looks everywhere. He's now getting anxious because Mandiram is done. Inside of Mandiram, inside Ravana Mandiram is done. Outside Panasalas, outside Prakaram, outside is also done. Nowhere he is able to find. Now what happens? First stroke of, it's not working. What do? We panic. Hanuman is panicked not because it is going to that he's failed, he's going to fail his mission. What is he worried about? Anirveda Sriyo Moolam, Anirveda Param Sukham, Anirvedo hi Satatam, Sarvateshu Pravartakaha. So he is worried because Sugriva will be disappointed, all the Vanaras will be disappointed. If he doesn't go back, Rama will, all the Vanaras will meet their end through Sugriva or in front of the ocean or whatever it is, right? They will ask him, what did you do? They will all do Prayapavesam. So he's getting that thought, they will all suffer because of me failing my mission. But then, beautiful words again. Hanuman says, Anirveda Shriyo Moolam, Anirveda Param Sukham. Okay? ఎప్పుడైనా అనిర్వేదం, మనకి ఎప్పుడైనా దుఃఖం కలిగితే, ఐల్ డూ దిస్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఫస్ట్ అండ్ దెన్ డూ ఇట్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ లేటర్. సో మనం మనసుకు కష్టంగా ఉంటే దిగులు పడకుండా ఉత్సాహాన్ని కలిగి ఉండడం, అది ఐశ్వర్యం. వాట్ ఈజ్ ఐశ్వర్యం? ఐశ్వర్యం ఈజ్ when you are seeing adversity, you are going above adversity, you are going above your obstacles, you are being very happy. Okay, that's important. And utsaham, anirvedah param sukham. Okay, utsaham is santoshame sagam balam, we say in Telugu, right? Your happiness is half your strength, right? And then utsaham that you want to do something, that is the one that will make us do good things. ఉత్సాహం ఉండాలి. ఏదైనా ఎందుకు చేయాలి? ఏం చేయం. For even simple things, you are hungry, you want to eat something nice. Like you want to eat something nice, and then you say, I'll make a sandwich and call it done. Right? Easy fixes. But utsaham undi, hey, let's do that. And that utsaham comes only when you have people around. Who will dress up in a pattu saree at their home and say, I am not utsahanga undi? No, you wear it, you go out. It's utsaham. It should not be confused with show off. Should not be confused with show off. Show off is, I am the only one I can do this. Everybody look at me. No. బట్ నలుగురితో పాటు కూడి ఉండి ఉత్సాహంగా చక్కగా మాట్లాడి తయారయ్యి వెళ్ళి ఏదో చేసి అది ఉత్సాహం. దస్ డిఫరెన్స్. ఓకే. సో హనుమ ఇస్ హీస్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ సెల్ఫ్ టాక్. హీస్ అప్రిషియేటింగ్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్. And then he looks around, goes around in Ravana Antapuram. He goes back to all the places he searched before, the Chitrasala, the Pushpagruham, Panakasala, Krida Gruham, the all the streets, all the homes, all the mandapas. He looks out again, goes back and researches every other place. But he still cannot find Sita. Then he goes, let's move on to 13th chapter. He's worried how to give this news to Sri Ramachandra, that he couldn't find Sita. Then he thinks of all the repercussions that can happen. How Rama will be very upset because Rama, if Rama is upset, Rama, as soon as he says, I couldn't see Sita, then Rama will leave his pranam. Looking at Rama, Lakshmana will leave his pranam. Both the brothers are not there. Bharata, Satrughna, thereby the mothers, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, all of them. So entire, and Sugriva will be very sad with all of these things. So he will also be ready to give up his life. Based on that, Ruma, Tara, everybody else also will give up their life. So he is like constructing all of this huge sadness that may happen because he cannot find Sita. So, and then he decides what to do. He says, maybe I'll just stay back here. If I don't go back, Rama and Lakshmana may think that, oh, Hanuman didn't return yet. Maybe he's still searching for Sita. So with that asa, with that hope, they may still be alive. Okay. So I will stay back here. I will stay around this ocean, around here. I will sit on top of a tree and live there, Vanaprastham, all my life. That's what he keeps thinking. All these this way, all the Vanaras will be
God,
away.
how tough situation is.
So he's creating all these situations in his mind and then thinking, because he wants the good for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And then in this 13th sarga, amidst all of this, he thinks suddenly, vinase bahavo doshaha jivan bhadrani pasyati. He says, chanipovadam valla, if I die, lot of doshams can happen. But if I am alive, if anybody is alive, then lot of good things can happen.
Is
That's
Hanuman
why
came to
we
that
should-
thought?
Huh?
Is Hanuman came to that thought? You want to?
No. He says, chanipovadam valla doshaluntai. So
Why he is telling that? Why? I mean, about death. Why he is telling there?
because he is worried if he goes back and says, I didn't find Sita.
Okay.
I didn't find Sita. If he goes and says that, Rama will be sad.
Okay. for
Looking
that.
at Rama, Lakshmana will be sad. So they will all pranani tyajinchestar. They will all give up their lives because they cannot find Sita. It makes no sense for them to live beyond Sita.
Oh,
And seeing one by one, everybody may get to that point.
mm-hmm.
And so he thinks, okay, instead of me going and giving this bad news that I couldn't find Sita,
He said, I want to stay
back.
here. Yeah, stay back. For
ikkade
that,
ఉంటాను. That
stay
way
back.
they will at least live in some hope that Hanuman is not back. He is still looking for Sita.
Okay.
And then he says, someday maybe I'll see Sita. I will just stay on top of this tree and keep looking for her. Okay. Um, and then he says, if I die, he says he doesn't want to die. He says, if I am alive, some positive thing may happen in life. If I die, what is going to happen? That's it. End of the day. Right? Like we say, ఈ రోజు చచ్చిపోతే రేపటికి సెకండ్ డే అంటారు. Right?
Yeah.
Telugulo they say if you die, that's it. Then next day is counted as day 2.
Yeah.
We move on. Nothing will stop. But facing adversities and living on is what Hanuman says. Don't give up. Don't give up. Try dying, but don't give up. Isn't it such a positive thing that Hanuman says?
ఇంత స్ట్రగుల్ అయ్యి ఇంత దూరం వచ్చి అంతా వెతికినా కనపడలేదు, వెళ్తే సిచ్యువేషన్ అది అన్నప్పుడు ఆ, ఎంత ఎంత సెన్సిటివ్ సిచ్యువేషన్ అసలు.
Yeah. Yeah.
ఎంత మందికి ఆన్సర్ చేయాలి ఒకవేళ వితౌట్ వెళ్తే.
Greatest responsibility
Yeah.
of Ayodhya, of Kishkinda,
Yeah.
of Sita. One man is taking the entire responsibility
And now he is not able to find the
and not able to find. And he searched and then he went back again, he researched again, but still not able to find. Because we know he will find eventually, we are okay. But imagine going along with Hanuma, reading, doing this journey.
Yeah, in that I mean just in that journey where Hanuma is there, just I'm imagining.
Yeah,
in
if
that
you don't know Ramayanam, if you don't know Ramayanam, you've never read it, then
So
you can feel the pain of Hanuma.
Yeah.
ఆలోచన వస్తుంది కదా, ఏం చెయ్యొచ్చు, ఐ కెనాట్ ఫైండ్ ఇట్. కనిపించకపోతే ఎట్లా?
మైండ్ బ్లాక్ అయిపోతుంది.
We also go back and forth, right?
Yeah, definitely. హనుమాన్ కాబట్టి అట్లీస్ట్ అలా ఆలోచించగలిగారు. మనమైతే
Yeah, that's why every time, that's why we have to always think about it. Think that we have to follow whatever Hanuman has held us for us. What is it? To not give up. To not give up. On this one decision on Hanuma finding Sita, till Sundara Kanda it happened. The rest of Ramayana can happen only because of Hanuma. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Entire burden is on Hanuma.
Yeah.
సో అందుకని ఆ స్థిరత్వం ఉండాలి, ఆ ధైర్యం ఉండాలి. Yeah. So, and then he also thinks, if I am not able to find, what I'll do is, worst case, I'm just gonna kidnap Ravana. Okay? And పైకి తీసుకెళ్ళిపోయి I'll fly him all over the ocean and then drop him in front of Rama as a pasu. That's his thought. Worst case, what I can do is lift off this Ravana over the ocean and put him in front of Rama. So he thinks about all these things, and I thought it is very funny. Imagine Hanuman getting so mad, but he's capable.
బట్ మనం కూడా అలాగే థింక్ చేస్తాం. అట్లాంటి ఆ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో ఏవేవో ఆలోచనలు చేసి మళ్ళా సెగ్రిగేట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇట్స్ ఫన్నీ, ఇట్స్ సిల్లీ, ఇట్స్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్ లైక్ దట్. సో హౌ మనం ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తాం అనేది బాగా పిక్చరైజ్ చేశారు.
So he does lot of chintana, and then finally he says, let me go check multiple times this entire Lanka Nagaram. Then eventually I'll find somewhere, right? దట్స్ వాట్ హీ థింగ్స్. మనకు ఏదన్నా ఇంట్లో వస్తువు పోయిందనుకోండి, ఇఫ్ యూ లూజ్ సంథింగ్ ఎట్ హోమ్, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం మనము? వెతికిన చోటే వెతికి ఓ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ యూ దిస్ స్టోరీ. 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I needed my సుందరకాండం పుస్తకం. బికాజ్ ఐఎమ్ రీడింగ్ బాలకాండ అవన్నీ చదువుతూ నేను సుందరకాండ వరకు వచ్చాక సుందరకాండ పుస్తకం దొరకట్లేదు నాకు. I have a shelf. If you can see, that's my shelf of books over there. Okay, can you see? They are all arranged in such a way that Bhagavad Gita, 2 volume వివరణతో సహా. Then Mahabharatam, 2 books. Mahabharatam 7 book volume, part 1 to part 7. Like everything is arranged in order. So is Ramayanam, Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, like that it goes on. Okay. Suddenly I didn't find my Sundarakanda pustakam. I looked everywhere, and then finally I said, Hanuma, I'm not playing this game with you. This really happened 3 weeks ago. You need to show up yourself, because I'm tired looking for you. You need to show up yourself. You won't believe, right after Kishkinda Kanda book was Sundarakanda pustakam. I was looking for it for 3 days. I sent out messages to everybody, to my friends who usually borrow my books. I did that. I didn't find it. So I think of that, and then next 5 minutes I find the book, and I'm like thinking, oh my goodness, what was this game? So yeah, that happened. So dorkaka, and I'm like, it's up to you. Make sure you find me. Or you help me find you. Okay. Then he's doing all of this thinking, and then he looks around. What does he do? He looks around, and then he finds Ashokavanam there. So in 13th sarga, he sees Ashokavanam, and then he says, Chala vrukshalato undi. This place looks lot of trees are over there. This I didn't search. Let me go search there. Okay, and then he does this slokam. Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya Devyai cha tasmai Janakatmajaya Namostu Rudrendra Manilebhyo Namostu Chandrarka Marudganebhya. He does this shloka. Very beautiful shloka. All of you learn it too. Okay, it is in 13th chapter, 59th shloka. Okay, Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya. So he says, the one along with Lakshmana, Namostu Ramaya cha Lakshmanaya, that Rama who is along with Lakshmana, to him నేను ఆయనకి నమస్కారాలు చెప్పుకుంటున్నాను. టు హిమ్ నమస్. అండ్ దెన్ జనకాత్మజాయ, టు జనకాస్ డాటర్ సీతమ్మ, ఐ పే మై obeisances, నమస్కారం. అండ్ దెన్ రుద్ర, ఇంద్ర, యమ, వాయుదేవత, టు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ మై నమస్కారం. Chandra, Surya, Marudganas, all of you, Namaskaram. So he does Namaskaram to all of them. To all the he does all the Namaskarams to all of them, and then he does Namaskaram to Sugriva. He does Namaskaram to all of them, and then goes in search of Sitama to Ashokavana.
Why he did his obeisances there? I mean, after seeing this Ashokavana, he got the confidence, or he want to be success?
Because till now, so what is the reason why he does this? Right? All of this, see, when he starts from Mahendra Parvatam, remember, first shloka we did. Hanuman does Surya, Sasuryaya, right? For Surya, for Indra, for Brahma, for Vayudeva. He does Namaskaram before he does. Here he is doing Namaskaram to Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, all of them first, and then all the devatas he does, right? What does this mean?
Yeah, that is him asking why he is doing. When he started, he did the prayers, no, to all gods, and again, why he did here?
You
He
tell
got
me. Take a guess or think about it, because I can give you answer in one line.
maybe he got, I mean, some confidence that he may find Sita there, or he's asking help to help from
Very nice question you have asked, undoubtedly.
very
Very nice question.
okay.
Lot of this shloka has a lot of deeper meaning too.
Mhm. Or he got the confidence that definitely he will find
Let's go back to that shloka.
Namostu Ramaya cha
Not that one.
Hmm.
Sasuryaya. Let's go back to that shloka. Do you have that shloka with you?
No, not
The
that.
first sarga.
No.
Okay, let's go back to that shloka. So, Sasuryaya Mahendraya Pavanaya Swayambhuve. 8th shloka.
Yeah, when he started from
Chanjalim Krutva Chakara Gamane Matim.
Hmm.
8th
Yeah.
shloka, he says that. So, just read another time. Sasuryaya Mahendraya Pavanaya Swayambhuve Bhutebhyas Krutva Anjalim Krutva Chakara Gamane Matim.
Anjali Krutva Chakaram. And so he's asking best wishes.
So, he is asking best wishes. He's doing namaskaram there also. Like, he's
Huh.
Yeah,
వాళ్ళకి
he is asking where is the, I mean, where I need to go, where is the, show me the way.
not show me the way.
Is the same.
Yeah, he just does some obeisances to them.
So what is the difference between these two prayers? Is are same, or is any special meaning of these obeisances?
Anjalim Krutva. He has done Anjalim to that. Anjali Namaskaram. So what does this mean? Good
Is
question.
it like that, Mataji, like with the elderly people blessings, the way will be smooth and the obstacles will be removed?
Okay, elderly people are worshipped. That is one thing. Next. That is one thing, definitely, yeah. Sarita, any inputs?
యాక్చువల్లీ ఏమో మరి ఏదన్నా సైన్ ఉన్నిందేమో అశోకవనం చూడగానే డెఫినెట్లీ అక్కడ ఉంటారు సీతమ్మ అని ఏమన్నా సైన్ వచ్చిందేమో అని.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of deeper meaning of this and leave it there, and we will go to Ashokavanam tomorrow. Okay, so this very beautifully it is explained. Everything, this question has come, which means you're all attentively listening to. So which is really good too. Why? Because see, Bhagavad Anugraham, Bhagavad Bhaktanugraham. Who is Bhagavad here? Rama. Bhagavad Bhaktanugraham. Who is Bhagavad Bhakta?
Hanuman.
Anugraham. Devi Anugraham. Who is Devi here? Sita Devi.
Janaka.
Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya Devyai cha tasmai Janakatmajaya. Only when you have these three anugrahams, you will not get Atma Darshanam or Bhagavad Darshanam. Atma Darshanam, Bhagavad Darshanam. So when you are doing, when Sasuryaya, when he does that in 8th shloka, first adhyayam, first sarga, what happens is he's done his namaskaram to all the other devatas. When that happens, antakarana shuddhi happens. Antakarana shuddhi happens. But if you want to do Atma Darshanam, Buddhi will be done with Devata Upasana. But if you want to get Bhagavad Darshanam, what do you need? You need Bhagavad Anugraham. Okay? And Bhagavan, how is he possible? He is not possible through anything. You have to go to him only through Bhagavad Bhaktas. You should only go to him only through Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi will recommend. Okay, so here also he didn't say like Anjalim. He says Namah Shabdam is used here. There Namah Shabdam is not used. You were mentioning, right? Namah Shabdam has that impact. Na Maha. Okay. Here he is using Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Devecha Tasmai Janakatmajaya. And then he says Namostu Rudraya. And then he says Namostru Chandrarka Marudganepya. So he is using this Namah Shabdam 3 times here. There he didn't use Namah Shabdam over there. So, so it is very, very interesting. Why he does this is Mahalakshmi and Narayana are Yugalam. They are together always. There is never a point when Mahalakshmi was away from Narayana. In whatever avataram he took, she was always there. Where was she when he was taking Vamana avatar? Where was she? He came as a Vata, like a small Brahmana Balaka, right? Where was she then? What is on Narayana's chest?
Lakshmi Sthana, Lakshmi Nivas.
What is it called?
Vakshas.
Well, what is it? Nityana Painim. She is always with him. The mark on his chest.
Kaustuba. Okay. So in that Vamana avatar also Kaustuba is there.
That's why in Bhagavatam they say he wears this Upanayanam. What is this? Yajnapavitam, right? He keeps covering it.
Okay. I mean, it is like Urka ala annara. Is it true?
He keeps covering. She will not leave him. Why? Because Mahalakshmi is all love personified. Prema Tattvam Purtiga personified is by Mahalakshmi. Imagine Narayana without Lakshmi. How does he look like? He looks like Narasimha. Even then also, Acharya say she was still with him. Just to give that pedestal for Bhagavatas. That you cannot hurt a Bhagavata. Right? So then Hanuman realizes Lakshmi and Narayana are always together because he knows it's never they are separate. And then he says, see, Sitamma is Sakshat Mahalakshmi. There is no way she is Nityanapayini. There is no way she is going to be away from him. So she is just acting like she is gotten into this bandham. So who am I searching for? The one who has never left Rama? That occurs to him then. That occurs to him. And when that occurs to him, he thinks, I am not the one searching. Na maha. Not me. What is namaha? Naha. Namaha. Maha. Nadi. Na. Kadu. Nadi kadu. So, this searching is not my job. The searching is not my job. I am his instrument. So when you are doing Kainkaryam, you should say that I am his instrument, not I am searching.
Yes.
So that's why this Namaha shlokam is very important. Okay. So, and Sitama is Swayam Mahalakshmi. Unless she wants to be found, she won't be found. Right? So that's why he says, Namostu Deve Janakatmajaya. He says that. Okay. Yeah. Why? See, even when Janaka, he doesn't find Sita when he is plowing that field, because she wanted to be found. Okay, she wanted to be found. ఆ యజ్ఞక్షేత్రాన్ని ఆయన దున్నుతూ ఉండగా ఆమె అక్కడ కనిపించింది. Dasharatha, Janaka didn't actually dig something up and found her. She appeared there. That's it. సో నువ్వు మాకు కనిపించాల్సిందే కానీ మేము వెతుక్కుంటూ నిన్నొస్తే యు ఆర్ నాట్ లైక్ దట్. సో నమోస్తు జనకాత్మజాయ. She only has to appear. Okay. And then he does దేవతలందరినీ కూడా వాళ్ళ సిద్ధించాలి అని చెప్పేసి then he does a little bit of shlokas. సిద్ధిం మే సంవిధాస్యంతి దేవాసర్షిర్ గణాస్త్విహ సర్వదేవతాస్ ఋషీస్ గివ్ మీ దట్ సిద్ధి. బ్రహ్మ స్వయం స్వయంభూర్భగవాన్ దేవాశ్చైవ దిశంతు మే. బ్రహ్మ, అగ్ని, వాయు, ఇంద్ర, వరుణ, చంద్ర, సూర్య, అశ్విని దేవతాస్, మరుత్, శివ, సర్వభూతాస్, అండ్ దెన్ సర్వభూతాధిపతి అయిన ఆ విష్ణు, ఎవ్రీబడి ఆ సిద్ధిని ఇవ్వండి నాకు. ఓకే. సోమాదిత్యౌ తథైవ చ వరుణ పాసహస్తశ్చ సోమాదిత్యౌ తథైవ చ అశ్వినౌ చ మహాత్మానో మరుతః సర్వ ఏవ చ సిద్ధిం సర్వాణి భూతాని భూతానాం చైవ యః ప్రభుః దాస్యంతి మమ మే చాన్యే హృదృష్ట పతిగోచరాః. మిమ్మల్ని అందరినీ ప్రార్థిస్తున్నాను. ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ ప్రార్థన. హెల్ప్ మీ ఇన్ మై మిషన్. Help me. Okay. So then he's worried. Sitama, he prays to all of them, and with that thought he prays, and then wondering when he will find Sitama, and then with that pradhana he goes towards Asoka Vanam. Okay, so that will be chapter Sarga number 13. Okay. Are we meeting tomorrow? Kasam Prabhu may come and we'll figure out the logistics. Okay. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunaptaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Veda Vedanta Vedyaya Meghashyamala Murtaye Pumsam Mohana Rupaya Punya Slokaya Mangalam Mangalasasnapparer Madacharya Purogamai Sarvaischa Purvairacharye Satkutayastu Mangalam. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.
మంచి సస్పెన్స్ లో వదిలేస్తున్నారు మాతాజీ.
Suspense.